I'm making this video today for people to use for anxiety. So it could be that you wake up in the middle of the night, quite often a common event. And the reason for that, if you don't know, is because our defenses are pretty low at that time. So our normal mind mechanisms that push down anxiety so that we can cope during the day aren't there in the same way when we're asleep. So, the first tip that I have about this is if you're ready to, it's good to pay attention to what thoughts you're experiencing when you wake up, or if you're having it during the day, for example, some sort of anxiety, you're feeling panicky. It's great to have a notebook that you can use to write down the thoughts. Also, if you can, to write down the trigger event that happened just before that. So it could be if you wake up, you've been having a dream, you wake up with a feeling about something. All of that is great information because it's the mind, the part of us that's trying to protect us. So the fight, flight, or freeze, the amygdala part of the brain that is telling us it's an emergency, it's a panic, it's a big fear thing that's going on. And many times this isn't actually true, this isn't actually happening in the here and now. Or it could be that we're feeling overwhelmed, like we're doing a big project. Again, a big tip about this is it's more about the pattern match, because this part of our brain that creates anxiety, that creates fear, that isn't actually a life-threatening situation, it is a library and it has stored all these past events. So another metaphor, it has stored all these past movies. So it's like a huge movie collection. All your disaster movies are in there, or what your mind perceives as a disaster movie, because it has created emotion for you, powerful emotion. And these patterns begin in childhood. Apologies for the lag on the video, I've just noticed. So when we get a trigger, when this anxiety actually starts to change our biology, it makes us feel panicky. It means our blood pressure might go up. We might feel like we're having a panic attack, for example. So again, you can use this video to help tap and bring that anxiety down. Now, please don't use this video without taking full responsibility for your emotional situation. And if you feel a need to, always seek medical advice and make sure that your physiology is okay, especially if you're on medication as well. So this video is really something you can use if you feel ready and able to create your own personal intervention and tap along with me. So remember, with emotional freedom technique, what we're looking to gain is freedom from these fear emotions, because we're looking to release what's happened in the past. And you can use this video in whichever way you choose to do that. It could be just to get yourself feeling calm again, into a calm space. It could be as the start, if you're more advanced using EFT, a start to follow that cookie trail back. That trigger is a timeline and it goes back to past events, as I've just said. So that notebook's really handy because what seems to be the problem for you with this anxiety is also the solution. It will give you the information that you need in order to be your own personal detective and know where that is coming from. Then you can start to really work on a deeper level and you can start to unpack these movies, watch them again using tapping, and then clear off any emotional intensity that's still logged in there because that's taking up valuable space in your hard drive. And so, this is another way, another metaphor, and another analogy for this is we're doing a defrag on ourselves. So, any post traumatic stress that we're still holding, but we may not consciously be aware of, our emotional mind is aware of it. And so this is why we get triggered. So it's a burglar alarm situation. It's saying something's not right. But that doesn't always mean that that's true. It can be a subjective truth. Yes, something's not right because it's matching an old situation in the past. It's coming around again. And once we start to tap and get clear as well, then we have a much clearer space. We're coming from a clearer space. We're not panicky. We're not fearful. We can then start to make different choices and we can start to change our behavior as well because it's all interconnected. Okay, so remember, whenever you are feeling panicky, you can just start to change your breathing and breathe deeper. And just doing that for a few moments, grounding ourselves. So, again, if you're out of your body, if you're feeling flighty, then you can also use a psychological term for that. You're disassociating, you don't feel safe to be in your body. And as long as you are safe, so you are in a situation that's safe, start to ground yourself. So notice your feet on the ground. Start to touch things, maybe touch your body as well. Start to bring yourself in, drink some water. Bodily things where you can really bring yourself back in and just breathe and relax. Because what's happening is thoughts are being triggered and they are triggering the whole fight or flight system. So again, just tapping here is good as well. Okay, and then you can start to tap along with me. And as I said, if you've got a book with you and you feel okay about this, you can start to record information. This is your own manual for yourself. And in this manual, you can begin with giving this fear, this panic, this anxiety, whatever name you want to call it, give it a number on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being I'm feeling very, very anxious indeed. Because we're going to measure this as well. So as we tap, we're going to measure how it comes down. And sometimes it will go up as well as we identify different patterns and threads. That's okay. It's all okay. Okay, so remember that in this moment, bearing in mind everything else that I've said before, as long as you're physically okay, and you know that you don't have a need to get some medical attention, go ahead and start to breathe and to tap. Okay, so repeat along with me. Even though I'm feeling anxious, and it's give it a number. So let's say it's an 8. I truly and deeply love and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling anxious, really let yourself feel that feeling. And it's an 8. I truly and deeply love and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling anxious, and it's an 8. I truly and deeply love and accept myself. Okay, then start tapping the points. I'm feeling anxious. I'm really feeling anxious. Feel scared. Feel overwhelmed. I'm feeling scared and anxious and overwhelmed. I'm feeling afraid. And this feeling, I'm feeling it, and then say where you're feeling it in your body. So people feel it in different places. I'm feeling it, name the place. And go around a circle. I'm feeling anxious. I'm feeling overwhelmed. And add in any other words that you want to add. If possible, emotional words. I'm feeling scared, jittery, wired, can't sleep, can't relax, I'm feeling tense. Okay, and take a deep breath. Okay, so we've just done one round. And so you've done the setup, you've stated how you're feeling, and so you voiced it, you felt it. And now often you'll get some feedback. So it could be you can feel the energy moving your body. You could get some sort of resistance statement in your mind. You could get some clues about what this is about. You could get what seems to be a random thought about an event that happened many moons ago. All of this is valuable information, so just take a moment to record it. And notice what's going on in your body. Notice what number you're on now. So ideally, we're looking to get that number down. Okay, so we've gone on to another round. If the number's gone up, don't worry about it. Could just be that speaking about this feeling makes you feel more anxious. Even though I'm feeling anxious and it's a 6, I truly and deeply love and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling anxious and it's a 6, I truly and deeply love and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling anxious and it's a 6. I truly and deeply love and accept myself. I'm feeling anxious, and it's a 6. It's a 6, and I'm feeling, add some information in there. This is making me think of this is making me remember, and you fill in the details. It's a 6, and I feel overwhelmed about, maybe it's a project that you're doing. This reminds me of times in the past. This reminds me of times when this has happened before. That's okay. Thank you for the information. I'm feeling anxious, and it's a 6. And I'd really like to let go of these feelings. And I'm open to learning about this more. I'm ready to do what it takes to release these feelings. Okay, take a deep breath. And just keep going and keep recording until you get the information that you need. And you should start to go down that scale. And if it's not going down, then we need to tap deeper on what's coming up for you, on what information is coming up for you. So just keep going, and then you can start to unwrap other patterns that are tied in. So this is a more advanced technique, but if you write that down, then I can explain that in more detail in another video. I hope that your tapping goes really well for you. And remember, there is always a solution. There's always a reason for it. So you have all the answers in there. The more you tap, the more you will find those answers. Bye for now.